Welcome to my series, Ventura County Sustainable Farmer of the Month. And today I'm here in beautiful, sunny Santa Paula, California with the CEO, Harold Edwards of Limoneira. Hi.
Hello.
I know that Limoneira has a very rich local heritage. It was founded in 1893. Can you talk a little bit about the start of Limoneira and your family connections?
Well, the company was founded in 1893 by the founder of Union Oil and his partner Nathan Blanchard. Nathan Blanchard, another industrialist that had come from the East Coast, all of these gentlemen came from the East Coast, were pioneers not only of the citrus industry, but also were visionaries who had their eyes and sights set on the development of what is today the community of Santa Paula as well. The company was founded in 1893 by pooling $1 million of capital, which in those days was a very, very significant amount of capital, to create the first large-scale citrus growing operations to provide more reliable supplies of citrus, predominantly at that time for the East Coast, which is where most of the population of the United States lived.
And today, farmers, modern day farmers, are so much more than what we know as the old-fashioned farmers. You're entrepreneurs, you're businessmen, you're definitely visionaries. Can you tell me, but at the end of the day, it always comes back to you being passionate about agriculture. Why are you so passionate about agriculture?
I think the really good farmers, and I would say that any farmer is a really good farmer, but really the best farmers are really viewing the whole operation of farming as being really good stewards of the resources that they're utilizing. And in this case, it's the land and the water and the environment. It's become a lot more involved recently as communities have expanded to now exist very close to where the farms are, and the interaction between urban settings and agricultural settings involves a lot of interaction, a lot of dialogue that maybe at one time didn't exist, but today it's very, very important that that dialogue exists. But back to the whole idea of the passion that's involved in farming, it starts with sort of being a passionate steward for the resources, but then it's just the simple pleasure of growing stuff. And our company has been doing this for 118 years, and I think at the last count we found out that we've produced over 168 different things in that time period, and it's flowers and walnuts and apricots and lima beans and lemons and oranges. The list goes on and on and on. Farming is just a piece to the overall business puzzle. It really needs to be driven by what consumers want, what people want, and then being able to produce it in a way that people want it.
But growing things has got to be a great, great feeling. What is the mission of Limoneira today?
So our mission is to preserve and to promote our history and our heritage and our legacy in agriculture, in community development and stewardship for the benefit of our stakeholders. We've been doing it for an awfully long time, but as I look from my position today forward about our efforts in agriculture and agribusiness, which has now become not just local or national, but international and global, our efforts in community development, be it in our efforts philanthropically around the community, but also in our engagement in the development of the overall community, being in the city of Santa Paula or the county of Ventura, but also in the stewardship of our resources, the preservation of our land, preservation of our environment, the preservation of our water. I just see so much great opportunity for our company for the next 118 years that it keeps me going every day.
Good. And I know sustainability is a word that gets thrown out a lot, but I know after working with you and with Limoneira for the past 2 years that sustainability is so important to you. Can you talk about your sustainability efforts, like your integrated pest management and your water management and making clean, renewable energy?
So it turns out that part of our mission statement is to be the good stewards of the resources that we work with, and so there's a direct parallel and a direct correlation between sustainability and stewardship. So for us, it was really easy because the very core of our mission statement revolved around good stewardship, which by definition is sort of the definition of being sustainable. The simple way I look at it is just to use the resources that we use and leave them better for the next group or the next person that gets to use them. And if we applied that across everything that we applied it to and everything that we used, we'd find that that's sort of what our business practices have been for the last 118 years. Specifically, you mentioned our integrated pest management. In the
kids know that is good bugs.
Good bugs, yeah. So that's a better way to say it, is that basically good bugs do a better job fighting bad bugs than chemicals do.
Yes,
and so if we really go back and look at what motivated the use of integrated pest management as an alternative to pesticides, it really wasn't because pesticides were viewed at that time as being really, really bad. Today I think we have a different view, and we think, well, it's probably bad to put chemicals on your food.
On your food.
But really it was based on efficacy, is that a good bug does a lot better job getting rid of a bad bug than a chemical does. So that was one example of our sustainability practices. Another might be just looking at the way that the company generates electricity and uses electricity. We use an awful lot of electricity as we run our packing house. We keep our cold storage buildings cold to store our citrus before we ship it. We made significant investments over the last decade, and we're literally pioneers into large-scale solar installations that provide a very sustainable source of electricity at very low or fixed costs. But the greatest part about it is we don't burn fossil fuels to create it. We get it from the sun, and as you can tell by my red nose, we got a lot of sun out here, so we're capturing some of it and we're using it.
And it's so impressive. It's 5.5 acres. And how long ago was that built?
We started the project about 5 years ago, and it took an awful lot of sort of paper shuffling to put the project together. But once we actually implemented it, we're in our third year of operation. We've just been ecstatic about the results so far. It's been an exceeds expectation. In terms of not only how much electricity we're able to create each year, but the cost of that electricity. I think the greatest ancillary benefit, and it was of this project, and it was completely unintended, was all of a sudden all of our buyers of our agricultural products who come out to our facility to look at the way we produce products, to look at the way that we pack products, to look at the way we ship products. And basically our whole production mechanism, when we bring a customer out and we show them our solar facility, they instantly understand that we're not just talking the sustainable talk, we're really walking that walk. And we don't run around making a lot of noise about it, because for us it's just part of our mission of being good stewards, but it really is powerful and ultimately really helps us sell the products that we're trying to sell.
And I know from experience, bringing the kids and the students out to see the solar orchard, they get it. And these are eight-year-old kids, and they understand it, and they appreciate it and know the good things that you're doing. What can we expect from Limoneira in the future in the way of sustainability?
So there's some really exciting things that are happening, but one of the biggest changes to our company is for 117 years, our company worked very closely and was integrally involved in the formation of the Sunkist Growers Cooperative. And we marketed our lemons and our oranges and our specialty citrus through Sunkist. Recently, we discovered that being able to link a customer directly to our own trees gave us what we believe is a real ability to differentiate ourselves in the marketplace, to make a difference to a consumer, to say, hey, maybe that lemon grown by Limoneira is a lemon I want to buy in a way that really was relevant and significant. And so we held our breath and sort of hoped for the best and decided we would begin to market and sell our products directly about a year ago. And as we did that, we've been very, very pleased and very excited about the response that our customers are giving us in terms of the value proposition that we're provide, not only in the way that we produce our products, the way we handle our products, but also our involvement with our employees, the way we interact with our community, and the way that we just generally view our resources as good stewards. And we're able to, just in a very slight way, differentiate ourselves in the marketplace. So when you put all that together, we're looking at some really exciting growth opportunities, not only here in California, but also all over the world as we expand our production base to give our relevance and our significance, not only here in Santa Paula, but around the world, a great opportunity to succeed. And I'm just really excited about that.
Good. I think people really do want to know now where their food is grown and where it's coming from. So the fact that it's going from farm to table, it's going from Limoneira right to their table directly, as opposed to having a middleman, that's something wonderful, and I think that that's the trend that's happening. Now, I've heard news that you might be creating a biodigester. Is that true?
It's in the works. I would say that rather than making the commitment that we're going to do it, we're studying it and we're thinking about it, and we're studying it very carefully and very closely. It's moving along in a way that I would say is very positive, and it's very similar to how we actually got involved with our solar investments. We have a business today and a partnership with the E.J. Harrison Company, which is a large waste hauler here in Ventura County, where we bring a very high percentage, I think it's 90% of Ventura County's green waste to an organic recycling facility here on one of our properties. We take the green waste and we mulch it basically and compost it, and then when it's ready, we apply it on our properties. What we're getting in terms of an agronomic and agricultural benefit far exceeds the gate fees that we receive as basically the place where people take their green waste. And all of a sudden we're beginning to find new opportunities to do things with all this really valuable organic material. What you bring up is this concept of a digester that would actually create electricity out of green waste. So we're exploring it, we're studying the numbers, we think it makes sense. And what a great opportunity if you can take one person's trash and turn it into electricity by giving back to basically to the resources from which it came. To me, it makes an awful lot of sense. We just have to make sure it pencils financially.
Right. Well, we understand, and we hope that it all works out. And my last question is, when I came here 2 years ago, you asked me what I wanted to do here, and I told you I want to educate children about agriculture and about farming. And you said to me, you came to the right place, and you said education was very, very important to you. And can you tell us a little bit about why education is so important to you?
Well, I think it goes all the way back to my childhood, and I was very fortunate to have been raised in a family where education was very important. And so I just took it for granted that everybody believed that and had
His
that.
mother was a teacher for 20 years, so that's one of the reasons, when he says his parents.
That's right. So I think, it goes, maybe it's worth mentioning that the saying in the educational profession is those that can teach and everybody else finds something else to do. So I found something else to do. But education is actually very, very important and critical to our future. And I think that as I look at the amazing things that are going on with the Limoneira Company, and I look at our future, and I think back at my past and how important education was to me, if we can, in a very small way, touch today's children and prepare them for tomorrow's opportunities, not only will it give us all a much better view of our collective future as a society, but the Limoneira Company will be in great hands as well. So that's really the primary motivation.
Well, you just said if we touch one child, and I know you've already touched several, because every time I take the students through and I take the teachers through, they are so appreciative, and they have told me that one of their best memories of the school year was coming here on a field trip. So thank you so much for providing your beautiful ranch to all the kids in Ventura County and to me, and thank you for today. Thank you.